Alrighty, we're back. So in this video, I'm just going to quickly run through what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks on this tough little LX Torana, packing a nice little street combo. So it's come in with a fairly detailed list of things to do. We've finished those off. Car's just about to be picked up this morning, so we'll quickly run through what we've done. We'll lift it up in the air, we'll show you in the boot, and all the things we've gone through to get it to this stage where it's now ready to go and get wired before it can get fired up, fit the trim, and cruise the thing on the streets of Adelaide. Anyway, let's check it out. Alrighty, so this car was getting pretty close as a roller. It came to me with the engine and trans fitted. It was just a dummy transmission along with the 9-inch. So we've gone ahead and had to modify the trans cross member as that was sitting in a funny position. The transmission was up on the tunnel, some things like that. Engine mounts are Castle Auto Electrics, so if you're building a car at home and you're not sure what combo you're going to go with, I'll run you through what this car's got and what worked best for the owner of this car. So it did have shims in between the engine mounts, spacing the engine mount up. They were roughly 6 mil. We ended up removing them and lowering the engine back down as low as possible. And then I also had to go ahead and modify the transmission cross member, like I said, as that tongue was just a little bit too high. So we've lowered that back down. We fitted some adjustable control arms and things like that, worked out the tail shaft measurement, supplied him a new GJ drive shaft, which is fitted all up now. It's looking $1 million. I thought while it's on the ground, we'll quickly go over the stuff that you can see while it's on the ground before we can throw it up in the air and show you all what is going on there. Alrighty, so just running up the back, if you're wondering, 15x8s with a 3-inch backspace and a 255/60 on a standard wheel arch that's just been modified. It's not tubbed, but clearance is minimal. So like, it's very tight. We've got to have this thing slammed. It's got lowered kings in the back, and we've also gone ahead and removed the upper rubbers just to try and get a little, maybe, I don't know, 20 mil, a little bit lower. It's still got to have the trim fitted. It's still got to have the fuel tank filled up with juice, obviously. So it's going to drop even more than this. But the stance at the moment is really tough. It's pretty low, sitting nice. It's probably got to come down maybe a little bit in the front just to level that out, as it looks like it's, you know, towing the invisible caravan at the moment, but we'll get there. So car's come along well. Like I said, it's just gone with the SLR theme. It's a neat little 2-inch reverse cowl bonnet, fiberglass deal, rocking the V series with the factory antelope silver or gold, whatever you'd like to call it. It's going to be a bit of just a tough streeter. Don't mind the taste, similar to what we do. Original interior, original paint job, just with the little subtle mods, the bonnet, the wheels, and some stands. Gonna look $1 million. As I said previously in the last video, just watched the door. We've just fitted up the console before the car leaves. Might be hard to see. I'll try and flick a torch on. So this is that console. It's a brand new LX Torana console. We've just fitted up, modified that shifter so that the reverse lockout lever is in the middle rather than cutting out the surround. TIG welded all that up, mounted it in place. It was missing the console brackets, so we've gone ahead and welded those in, like I discussed in the last video. We've gone ahead and mounted the coils up under the dash, which might be tricky to see, but we've got them in there, just nut served from underneath. So that's all ready to go. I just fitted the console up so it wasn't banging around in the car and screws missing left, right and center. So that's all sweet. We've gone ahead and done the console. We just fitted up the bonnet back up so that the car can go today. Roughly went across the gaps. So the bonnet catch that he supplied, you could push down the bonnet, but there was a big gap where you could almost fit your finger under it. So we've had to modify that. And we've also put the bonnet catch down here so that now you can open the bonnet catch from there. It's hidden in the engine bay and you don't have any cords. Nice and smooth underneath this bonnet. It's had a fair bit of work done to it. Modified the bonnet catch. These was run out of thread, so we've had to shorten the nut, take the spring out, take the little bonnet dick off, and shim or shave the nut down as much as you can without leaving no material. And then obviously on the top side, cleaned up those threads and cut that back about 4 threads so that it doesn't protrude and hit the bonnet. Put some new bolts on it. That's all clean. Nothing over the top and crazy. We fitted up his billet valve covers. In the last couple of weeks, we've fitted up the front Mazia water pump, painted up the front of the engine. I'm not sure if that was done in the last video. Got him a top radiator hose. He supplied the radiator and some few other parts. So We just got the pipes back from being coated that we had to modify to go around that steering shaft. As I mentioned, we'll get a torch so you can see just quickly down here. That steering shaft down there is a bit of a larger item, so we've had to modify the steering to the pipes to suit. That's come out looking really good. We've just given it a whole clean up. Mounted that trans cooler in there. It's got all nut certs and so on and so forth, so we didn't have to drill any extra holes, and that's come out really neat. Fitted the trans dipstick at the back without cutting any holes in the firewall. Fitted up his wiper motor, and just getting this thing close so that once the car goes home, the less he can do, the better. Start connecting the dots, get this thing ready to be wired up. I think he's going to fit a Howtech Rebel to this, so it'll be user friendly, run really good. Flick the key. You might notice that the manifold at the moment is a carby one. He's going to swap that out for an EFI injection one and probably get rid of that one, so that'll be good. Nice for him. Cam and head 6 litre with EFI. Flick the key and off you go. I think that's about it from while it's on the ground. We might flick it up in the air quickly and run you through what we've done underneath. All right, I guess we'll start from the front and we'll slowly work our way back. While it's in the air, you get to see this is an original Torana LX bonnet cable that we've shortened and made a little bracket that mounts behind the bumper bar bracket. It's nice and hidden away. And like I said, then there's no bonnet cable in the engine bay. That's tucked away, really nice and neat, subtle touch. Same thing we did on the yellow hatchback. We'll work our way underneath and back. So like I said, these are 1 3/4 extractors. These ones are from Advanced Headers. Apart from having to modify it for the steering shaft, which was probably something we had to do anyway due to the larger diameter shaft, fitted really good. These actually drop in the engine bay, especially on this side, without having to even lift the engine up. Whereas this side with the steering and stuff, you got to lift the engine up a little bit to get the extractors in and then do up all the steering knuckles. Yeah, ceramic coated in the chrome, turned out good. Clearance wise, really nice. Before with I think we had 7/8, 4-1s on here, was just too close. You can see how close it is with 1 3/4. The only area that's close here with the transmission pan, we've moved that over a little bit. Clearance is really good. Fitted up that little converter, flex plate, all ARP fasteners, and we'll slowly work our way back. So these are a 2.5-inch collector, which is fine, but we've slowly merged that out into a 3-inch and the custom X pipe as discussed in the last video. We've got 3-inch stainless steel resonators, and then these are all both from AAA, by the way, stainless steel, but it is all MIG welded just to keep the costs down and nothing crazy. It is just a street car and nothing over the top, but that turned out good. We fitted up that GJ drivelines and tail shaft, 1350 yoke and uni, both front and back, which turned out really good. As mentioned as well, modified that transmission cross member. That is also a flat item from Castle Auto, Castle Headers. We've TIG welded that one on the bottom, just a new plate, just to lower the transmission down as before it was on the tunnel. And we've also done that little, I'll grab a torch so you can see. I think I threw up a little bit of footage in the last video, but you might see that area we've scalloped up there just to clear the side of the transmission cable and the pan, and it all fits up in there really good. You'll see if I throw up the camera in here. Clearance is really nice, and I guess saves smashing it in with the hammer and looking all ugly. So we'll come back. Adjustable control arms, we fitted those up just to get the wheel nice and square in that wheel tub. It's pretty critical with a factory wheel tub and a 255/60. We've adjusted the wheels in the arches so that we can, with a triangulated 4-link, square it up either one way or the other. It was a bit too far that way before, so we've moved the wheels over to get them center in the wheel arch. That turned out good. There's probably a little bit of room here and there that you could trim, but for now I think get this thing close to running, driving, work out what scrubs and what's going to be close, and work with it from there, as a 255 is very tight on these. And This one hasn't had anything taken out of the chassis rails, so it is tight. It's had the factory fuel tank modified on the driver's side. So if you're not familiar, factory LX Torana on the driver's side, the fuel tank is further over. So tailpipe clearance is minimal. So this one had been done before the car come to me. And then we've made an exhaust from all the way to the collector back in 3-inch. Now where we get to the diff and run it underneath starts getting close, and we didn't want to be able to see it too much. So we've tucked that right up and done it all out of 2.5. Turned out pretty good. So the fuel tank's got to come out to be painted anyway, but you can see that those tailpipes are tucked up nice. We've just done a mount on the end with a little button head, nut-serted, rubber mounted. So that's nice and neat, tight to the fuel tank, and hidden up there really good. So once it's on the ground, you really can't see much. It's got a factory sway bar with K-Mac bushes and all that. All new ones supplied and fitted up. We fitted up some shorter links at the front and mounted those mufflers up real nice, and it turned out really neat. So another thing I wanted to quickly mention before I lower the car back down is running the tailpipes under the diff like this with the 25560. You cannot run a factory length shocker. So I think I've got a photo, I'll throw it in if I can. With a normal shocker in these cars, when you lift them up in the air, the diff will drop just way too far, almost enough so that the tire will almost touch the dog leg, which is too much. And the combination with running the exhaust under the diff, you just can't have it droop that far. So what we do is we fit up a custom length shortened shocker. This is just an off-the-shelf KYB, and something we know that works, and it is awesome. So you lift the car up in the air, the wheels don't droop a long way, and you can fit the exhaust under the diff so that when we fabricate it, it's nice and tucked up, but still not touching. So then once the car goes down onto the ground, the diff goes up at ride height and nothing's gonna bang and clank. So that's really good. Just something I thought I'd touch on before I lower it back down. Fuel system, which I'm not sure if you'll see, but all done in Raceworks, hardline, hidden away. We'll run it down the side of the factory control arm around the side, and then up to a billet Raceworks filter, and then run along the seal panel. So it's just hidden away, P-clamped, nut-serted, stainless bolts, nice and neat, no tech screws. And then up the front, we've just covered it in, we've bent it around the front of the rail there with a floor pan, and then just protected it with a bit of heat sleeve as it comes around here. And then as it gets up to the engine bay, they can fit up some Teflon hose and run that up to the engine bay with some heat sleeve and however they want to do it, and run that up to a set of fuel rails, and then get this thing ready to fire up once the new manifold's on it. So we'll come around to the boot and quickly run you through what's going on there with the fuel system. So the car came to me, like I mentioned, with the fuel tank already in it, and the whole cut with the swell pot job already done. This one's running an Aeromotive Stealth drop-in fuel style fuel pump. So we've gone ahead and ran all the fittings and hard lines in the boot out of Raceworks aluminium hardline. Mounted that Turbo Smart HPR6 fuel reg in the boot. We're running the return line style back here so that we don't run any further fuel lines underneath. We run one feed and then the return back here, set the pressure, and the one running up the other side is a breather with a billet Raceworks filter on the other side. So just keeping it simple, it's neat, and then you can go ahead and line this boot in either something up to the fuel pumps and leave them out exposed so you can see them, or maybe cover them up, but it's all easily accessible through the boot. You can get it out and it's all ready and simplified, ready to go. So car's almost ready to be picked up. Just gone over it quickly and given it a light clean, given the wheels a good clean and a quick tyre shine, as I like to leave things, leaving in a half presentable fashion. Pretty keen to see this one finished off and all ready to run. Once it's all finished, probably go for a cruise, check this thing out. I'll try and get a photo or some footage of it outside before it leaves, but the weather today is absolutely shit house, so it's probably going to get rained on as per usual with a car when it's all clean. But yeah, this one's all ready to go. We're keeping busy in the shed, we've got lots going on. This one's another one that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, getting it ready for Adelaide Jamboree. Just running a nitrous 383, we're doing a whole heap of works, fitting up a parachute, Roll cage has got to go in it yet. We're halfway through doing that and cleaning up the interior. Well, getting the interior out and cleaning up all the floor pan, removing all that factory carpet underlay and rubber crap and sound deadener. Getting ready to install a full bolt-in cage. Just finished fitting up a set of strange Evolution 4 stainless brakes that we do, which is absolutely dialed in, looks mint. Pretty keen to get this one finished off. We'll run through this one in another video once it's nearly finished. Alright, you're going to finish off the video there. This one's ready to go. We're going to keep working now on the VL. We've got some TIG welding to do this morning. Shut the doors, head down, welding helmet on, and get stuck into it. Once again, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.